Hey everyone, welcome back to an episode of Create with Linda. So it's Sunday, guys, and it is 12:20. Oh God, I gotta get moving. It's 12:20, and today is Italian Sunday Fun Day. What I'm making today, guys, is a pot of my Italian gravy. Haven't made it in a while, long time. I don't know, a couple months. But I'm making it today. Now, got a lot going on, Cooper. Got a lot going on this morning on a Sunday, I know. I'm so stressed out right now and all that, but I'll tell you about my day.
Cooper, get out of there.
I'll tell you about what's going on as I'm starting to cook. Anyway, I am right now getting something to eat. I'm having a hot dog and we're having some fried shrimp as well. So I'm just munching on that back and forth. And I'm going to start preparing the gravy, so I wanted to get you guys on. But I'll be back in a sec. All right, so I got to get over to the stove. My son's making lunch, so I'm just going to wait a second to get over there. But yeah, so you want to see something that I discovered earlier that I didn't have yesterday. Did not have yesterday. There we go, guys. There it is. Don't mind this part of my arm because I lost all that weight, so it's not pretty.
What's that nice small strainer with the white handle?
In there. In that cabinet right there. Right under the thing. And all of a sudden I was getting dressed and I said, oh my God, there it is, the black and blue. And it's all swollen here. If you see this part, it's not swollen, this part. And this is exactly where it hurts. This is the pain, where the pain's coming from. So it's not really as much my shoulder as it is right here is where I fell. Ah, painful, guys.
Can you give me a fork, please?
It hurts bad.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, so I guess that means it's healing, right? I don't freaking know. I don't know. All I know is I had a crazy morning. I really don't even want to talk about it right now, so I'm not going to.
Oh.
I'm not going to talk about it right now. Later I'll talk about it. I just want to I want to show you something pretty, though. My husband got me these flowers for Valentine's Day,
I
you
thought you
know.
were going to show me. I dropped a fork in my room and I can't get it.
And,
You get it. It fell behind my heater.
And he was
for
very
like
upset
5
when we
days.
got them because they were all very
I really
small.
can't reach it.
And the picture of the online,
It also usually
they were
can't get it.
immediately, they were huge and they were beautiful. So when they
Put my
came,
plate on the heater
and he was so disappointed. But look at how beautiful they are.
Work, it just sits there.
They're gorgeous carnations. Look at them.
It does work. It's not off.
And this was a day before
Turn it off.
this was a day before Valentine's Day, guys, that it came. And so, okay, so beautiful. Look at them. Okay. Oh, they're gorgeous. I love looking at them, so I wanted to show you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Sort of Netflix
pretty.
again. I don't know if you have Netflix, don't you?
Huh?
Do you have Netflix?
And some of them are, a couple of them they're still little baby ones. Flowers are so beautiful, aren't they? Wait till you see the pictures that I colored last night, guys. Oh my God, so pretty. So pretty, if I do say so myself.
You look at my phone and track
So
calories.
pretty.
Oh, it's right there.
All right, so I gotta get these freaking onions cut up. My son's walking in and out of the kitchen. You know, he has to make his lunch. So I'm gonna put yours over here.
She hates me for it.
I don't hate him, but every time I get in the kitchen, he has to come in the kitchen.
No,
But
I need to get in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen.
every time,
You're always in it first.
that's
You
right.
never leave the kitchen.
Because I don't leave the kitchen. You're right. It's very rare that I leave the kitchen.
I need you to stand here too.
The kitchen is my life right now. Alright, so
It's probably.
Billy did offer to cut these onions for me, and
Ooh,
I
can
probably
you-
should have told him. Okay, what?
Can you dice me a little bit out to put in this?
I have some, yeah. I probably should have said yes because it kind of does hurt when I slice onion, but I gotta get through it, guys. Gotta do what I gotta do.
So low.
Because it's Italian freaking Sunday Fun Day. Guys, if you don't know, if you're new here
She's crazy.
before, before the holidays, I was doing this series that I did, Italian Sunday Funday. And I would say 95% of the time I made an Italian meal on a Sunday. I might have done, not every Sunday, but most Sundays. But, and then when the holidays began, I stopped it because I had a lot of other stuff going on. And now I'm doing it again. I don't know how consistent I'm going to be, but we'll do it. And today I'm making my famous Italian Sunday gravy. And it's called gravy because when there's meat in it, it's called gravy. When there's no meat, it's called marinara. How small do you want it?
Small.
And so I'm putting sausage and meatballs in it today. So it's called gravy.
I don't need that much either. Like half that. That's fine. Right here.
Well, at least wait. At least it landed in the thing. Woo! So yeah. So it's Italian. It's gravy. Comment down below what you guys call it. A lot. Really? A lot of people. There's always people that say, "Oh, it's not
Cooper's
called
trapped.
gravy. It's not called gravy. It's called sauce."
Cooper's trapped.
And that's
The
why-
gate's closed,
All
he's
right,
in
I'll
here.
open it up.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me.
There's a funny story that I have for you guys.
Come on, Cooper.
When my husband's family, now my husband is Irish, Billy's Irish and Polish, right? And so I'm Italian, as you know.
Are you?
I'm Italian. I'm just gonna take a bite of my hot dog. I have a hot dog and I'm eating some shrimp. I just was craving a hot dog yesterday, and we had the all right, we had the fish tacos for dinner. Oh. I'm gonna put this pot on. What was I saying?
You're craving a hot dog, you just put it in your mouth.
No, something before that.
I don't pay attention to what you say.
Oh. Thanks.
You're doing your video, why would I pay attention?
There's a story. So, when my husband and I were in a relationship, whatever, we had our own place together.
Water, are you still?
I don't know. And so I had his family over for dinner,
I
right?
have a pot, a small pot.
And so I was making Italian gravy.
There's the
So
lid. Where's the lid? Put it on down the stove.
So my sister-in-law and I were talking. My sister-in-law, she wasn't at the time, but Billy's sister. We were talking, and she said, "So what are you making for dinner?" You know, because they were coming over. And I said, "Oh, gravy." She said, "Oh, just gravy?" She said, "Oh, just gravy?" I said, "Yeah, just gravy." Well, what do you mean? She's like, "But what are you gonna have with the gravy?" And I'm like, and then it like dawned on me, no, it's Italian gravy, like, pasta, and I'm gonna make meatballs and sausage. Oh! She said, "I thought you were just saying we were having brown gravy, like we were having gravy, and what were we having, what kind of meat or roast or whatever." She thought I was making a roast or something. I'm like, "No, it's gravy." She's like, "Oh." So I had to school her on that. And so that's what I did. And so now, years passed or whatever, everybody knew what the frick I was talking about, finally. Double or regular?
Double. Whatever's the regular.
And I don't feel so great. I only had a half of a hot dog, not even. Yeah, half of a hot dog. And I had a few shrimp, and I'm like full. Ugh. All right, so we're gonna let's cut up some garlic now because we cut up
See these done.
the onion, and that's a lot of onion. I'm gonna cut them a little smaller, I think. All right, my husband's watching a movie now in the living room right next door to me, so if you hear some silly laughs and stuff, that's what it is. It's him. So don't get disturbed. All right, I'm gonna put the onion in first, and then we'll put the garlic in a minute after the onion cooks. I gotta watch what I do with my arm because
It should be in the sling and she's thick-headed.
that's what you want to hear, guys. You want to hear that? Sizzle wiggle.
Sizzle wiggle.
Sizzle wiggle.
Now for wiggle?
Whizzle. Whizzle. So, some happenings that happened this morning really wanted to make me just like get under my covers today and stay there and not do one thing today. Because that's what happens with me. I tend to close off and I'm just like, you know what, I don't want to deal with life, cope with anything. But I promised my family Italian gravy today, and I promised myself that I would make Italian gravy today for you guys and just for everything. So I said I'm not going to let this deter me, even though I am kind of stressed about the whole situation. No, like I said, I'll talk to you about it later. It's nothing, catastrophic, but it's just, in my world it is. Anyway, so I'm just going to push through it, guys. And today's one of those days that I can push through it. Sometimes I can't push through it, and I just give into it, like I tell you guys. Like the other day when I had a me day, laying on the couch coloring half the day. But today, I feel like I can push through it, and I need to, and I want to, really, really bad. So,
Can you mix my food for me?
what?
Can you mix my food for me?
Do you have a spoon?
No. The spoons are right next to you.
Give me a second, guys. I'm mixing my son. Oh, sorry. I'm mixing my son's SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs with meatballs. But not real meatballs. But they are so good.
I'm gonna get to it.
What do you need to do? It's not even.
It is.
It's
facing
not on the door.
It is
What?
facing
Not.
the doorway.
It was
We
not
saw the TV in the video. I was
on
looking at
the
it.
doorway.
The TV was in the video.
He's gonna melt. Melt. This kid.
Very proud.
Ow, that kind of hurt. All right, I'm lowering it just a little bit because I don't want it to burn. I don't know, 4 or 5 garlic cloves. I'm not gonna put those in yet. I'm gonna actually put the garlic cloves in after I put the sausage in because where is the sausage? Oh, right there.
Right in front of you.
Oh.
You ever find the scooper?
I didn't. No. Dad did the ice, I think. He must have found it.
Not here.
I don't want that to burn. I don't want them to get really brown. I want them to kind of saute. So I'm going to put the sausage in there. And then we'll put the garlic in after that.
Can I have a big bowl, one of the big bowls up there? Yeah, that's the big one.
Alright, let's put the sausage in here. Now I'm going to make all this sausage because there's 3 men here and they like the sausage.
None of them eats in this house.
What?
None of them eat.
No one ever eats?
None of them eat a lot.
Well, no, but Darren, he'll have 3 or 4 sausage. So, gotta make enough sausage. So I'm just putting the sausage in here. And like I said, it's gonna stop. It's a little cold still, like a little bit frozen. Not really, I just roasted it this morning. But it'll give the onions a place to kind of go and not start burning, you know what I mean? And with this kind of meal too,
Down your kitchen bag.
thanks. With this kind of meal too, Julie will bring some home for Darren for the week. So to make all the sausage, which is like 10 sausage, which is like how many pounds of sausage is it? Oh, it's like 2.5 pounds, a little bit more than 2.5 pounds. Will be fine. So here we go. Let me shut the light off. Oh, guys, hello. So we're gonna let this sit a minute. Now let it get browned for like 5 minutes, and then we will flip it around and then put the garlic in. So in the meantime, I gotta open freaking cans up. Where's that? You put the thing back. I gotta open the tomatoes, and I have to get the blender because these are whole tomatoes that I blend up. And I have 4 cans of plum, and then I have 1 can of tomato sauce. I don't know why, but I only had 4 cans of plum. I bought them yesterday. I thought I had more, but I do have more, but it's just tomato sauce. Because sometimes I buy sauce and crushed tomatoes as well, because I make, if I'm making chili, or if I make sauce for mozzarella sticks, or you know what I mean, a marinara, something like that. So yeah. Too farther. So yesterday was the first day since I've been changing my diet a little bit that I had the D word. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty yesterday. And I know exactly what it was because I know what I had. And what I had was, 1 second. So, I showed you guys on the video yesterday that I had bought black salted caramel tea, chamomile, you know. And so I had that in the morning with a little bit of my, I had that tea, and I also had some of my hazelnut in it. So I had that. And then we were out and about, so for a little breakfast I had, which was not wrong or bad, I had a little tiny breakfast wrap from Dunkin' Donuts, one of those little, what are they called, breakfast morning wraps or something. I swear to God it was like this big. One of the small wraps, you know, the not the medium size, small ones. There was an egg on it, a piece of sausage and cheese. So I had that. And then later on in the day, I don't think I had anything else, but then later on, which was a big, obviously, a big mistake when I kind of took a chance. But the thing is that it doesn't, I can't even do this with my left arm, with my right arm. I can't mix it. The thing is that, so awkward with my left hand too. Not even good. The thing is that I had iced coffee. I had regular iced coffee with my hazelnut creamer, and it was a pretty big cup. So when I got home, I had already had a little bit of the D word. I already had a little bit of that before I had the coffee. So the breakfast sandwich and maybe the tea didn't agree with me. So I took Imodium because we had to go out. So I took Imodium, and then I got home. When I left, I took the coffee with me, and I sipped it because as I was drinking it in the car, I realized that it wasn't making me feel that amazing. You know what I mean? Like, felt a little nauseous, and I was like, so I just sipped it. I didn't really drink a lot of it, but I did drink some of it. Well, when I got home, it all started up. It started up, and it was bad, and it wasn't explosive until later on in the day. But thank God I was home. Let's just say that. So yeah, so the Imodium #1 didn't help, and it was not good. That was the first kind of explosion I had since Jenny's Night to Shine, which was the end of January. So I've been changing up my diet, eating more protein and not eating certain stuff and all that. And so I guess the coffee and maybe the coffee and the tea just didn't agree with me. So, but I did have, well, last night I had a half a taco, half a shrimp, fish taco, and I did have some fried onion. So maybe between the grease and all that, it just didn't agree with me, but I was bad last night. It was bad. I was in there like 3 times for a long time. So yeah, so yesterday wasn't such a good day, so I tried to start out today with a better day. I'm not going to have any, I had my chamomile tea, I had no caramel or anything. I had a tiny bit of the creamer in it. And for lunch, I just had a hot dog, and I had a couple of these fried shrimp that were baked, air fried. So I had that, and so my stomach feels a little queasy now. I don't know. So tomorrow I go to the doctor at 9:45 in the morning. So we'll see. I mean, he's not going to be able to do anything for me right there, but he's going to tell me what the situation is, and I'm going to tell him, I don't know what you're going to do, but you got to do something. All right, so this is getting, it's getting a little brown now, and I don't want this to burn or anything. I didn't put the garlic in yet. I'm going to do that in a minute, but I got to get these cans moving. But I think what I'm going to do is I got to open up so I have to open up the cans. I got to get the blender, and I'll show you guys in a minute when I do that. I'm just going to cut the garlic up and get the garlic in there, and then I'll add start adding the tomatoes once I get them done. I also have fresh parsley that I'm going to get out of the fridge, and I'm going to put some of the minced, the basil paste that I use. Love it. All right, so I'm not going to mix that up yet until I put the can. I'm going to open up this can of tomato sauce, and once I move the garlic around, the garlic is going to start to cook, and I don't want it to burn. So, then I'll put the tomato sauce in. I don't think I'm going to take any of the oil out because there's not really that much oil in here. If I have too much oil, I'll take some of it out because I don't want the olive oil to kind of creep up, and then I have to drain it, which I've done before, and it's not at the end of the world, but I'd rather not do that, so. Now that I mixed this up, you can see the garlic, and you see the bottom of the pan. I don't want this pan always tends to get a little dark. It always does. Different pan at this spot. And then I'm gonna put the sauce in any second, but I don't want the garlic to burn. I wish you guys could smell it. It smells so freaking amazing. Right, so we're going to do that, let that. Ow, ow, and ow. That's all flavor, guys. A lot of times I like to put some of my seasonings in with this. This is basil, right? Yeah, basil. because I like it to get a little bit of I have all my I gotta get my stuff out. Like I need Italian seasoning up here, and I need some other stuff. There's some onion powder. So yeah, so I like to get that ingrained a little bit. That flavor. Because that's all flavor. Salt, pepper, and then I'm gonna put this gravy in there. This sauce. Do a little scraping. I'm gonna add some water to this can. So this way, that'll stop the cooking. That'll stop the. Oh, I gotta put my bib. I gotta put my bib on. I always call it a bib. I gotta put my apron on. That stops the cooking process of the onions and stuff. So what I do is I add some water to my can to get the residual of the sauce, the rest of the sauce out, because you don't want to waste it. And then I keep that one can there, and my arm. Oh shit! And I keep this spoon in the can. It's my mom used to always do, so I do it. I learned from my mother. All right, I'm going to open up these other cans, then I'm going to blend them. I don't want to be blending with you guys on here because it's very noisy, and I'll show you one, but let me get the... Yeah, let me get the blend. Let me get the blender. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to show you one, guys. What I do is I take, here are the tomatoes. I opened up all the cans. Well, yeah, for 4 cans. I didn't put them all in. I only put 1.5 in here because you can't overflow it, you know. And then what I do is I like for there to be fresh parsley going all through the gravy. So instead of sitting here chopping it, I just rip it off and put it in the blender. And so what? It's got a little bit of stems in it. The stems are going to try to take out a little, but the stems are just going to chop up to, you're not even going to know what's in there. But anyway, this is what I do. Because I like that fresh parsley in there. And then I put more parsley in later. And then at the end, when the pasta's done, you know, I put some in then. So this is a little trick. Put as much as you want. And I'm also going to put some of the basil paste. Let me get that. Now I told you guys, I buy fresh basil sometimes, or during the growing season. During the growing season, I grow my own basil. But during the winter and the fall and the winter and stuff, I usually just buy this, because unless I buy a thing of basil and I use the whole thing within a day or two, the basil goes bad so quickly, and I just can't deal with it. So this stuff here is amazing. It is so delicious to add to sauces, to anything, to pizza, it's so good, guys. It's this basil paste, and it's just so amazing that I go like that. It's delicious. So I'm gonna put a couple squeezes in there. The flavor is unbelievable. So then you can even put a couple of garlic cloves in here, or your onions too, if you wanted to really mince up your onions and garlic and not even know that they're in there. You could do that with this as well if you blend up your tomatoes. So I'm just gonna blend this up. Now, if you want more of a chunky tomato sauce, you could just blend it a little bit. When I make my American tomatoes, I do both. I have blended thin, and then I have little chunks of tomato in it, because that's what American tomatoes is in my family. But anyway, this is going to be like more pure sauce. Although I do like a little bit of tomatoes here and there, so I'll probably just keep a little bit out and maybe squeeze a little bit. I like that. I like that texture. So let's just give it one more run. Then I'm going to put it right into the pot. Now, if you see, I have the others cooking in here with the sauce because I had a can of tomato sauce that I added in here. And I don't know if this pot's going to be big enough, but I don't want to make a bigger pot. So whatever it is, it'll be good. Because what happens is that it evaporates as it cooks. You know, the sauce will evaporate. So that's 1.5. That's 1.5 cans. So let me do another can and a half, and we'll see. I might have some left over. Okay, let me pause a minute. I'll be right back. Get that done. All right, so I'm gonna fill my Italian herb container. I'm gonna do it actually over the gravy because it's probably gonna come out anyway, so whatever doesn't get in there will get in there, which is fine. Because I want to put some in here anyway. It's perfect. This one, I lost the top to. Don't ask me where it went. I have no idea. Yeah, so it is what it is. I'm going to keep this out because I'm going to be using that for the meatballs. Let me just put a little bit more in here. All right. And this we'll put in the back room. Let's put some garlic powder. Let's put some onion powder. Ow, 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 and ow. Is there any basil in here? Put some basil. Yeah, some basil. I gotta see if I have basil in the back. Some pepper. Some salt. And on with this nasty stuff. Everything is always freaking falling. Do I have parsley in here? I don't know if I have any in here. I might have to go in the back and get it. Dried parsley. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's good. And then I have to get more in the back for the meatballs. Okay, so that's basically, and I put grated cheese. I'll put Parma cheese in it. This is basically what I put in my gravy. Salt, pepper, basil, Italian seasoning. I'll put some oregano in it as well. In the Italian seasoning, that's all in there. The basil and everything's all in there. But I like to do it separately as well. And like I said, I have fresh parsley in here. If you don't have fresh parsley, you don't have to have fresh parsley. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't always use fresh parsley. Sometimes I use just the dried. I always used to until I've had my gardens and I just love it, so I have it now. I try to keep it on hand. But there are times when I don't have it, and if I don't have it, I also put dried parsley in the tomatoes as well when I'm making my gravy. I put dried parsley, and it doesn't have to be fresh parsley or basil. So if you don't have any of that, it's perfectly fine to use dried herbs, and it comes out amazing. You don't need to have fresh, okay? All right, so just so you know that, ow. Let me find the grated cheese. I have a little bit of grated cheese in here that I'm just gonna put in here. I'll finish that off, and then later I'll add more. One thing we use a lot of in this house is grated cheese. And in my recipes, and especially in Italian stuff, on Italian Sunday Funday, you will find grated cheese, grated cheese, very often in everything. Okay, so I'm using my left hand. So I'm gonna let this simmer a little bit, you know, on like a medium simmer for like a half hour, 45 minutes. And then I'm gonna put it on the back burner and let it cook slow for a good 3, 4, 5 hours until the meatballs are done. When I put the meatballs in, the gravy is just about done. I put the meatballs in after I fry them up, you know, if they sit a while. And then they about a half hour before we eat. And then that's it. And then I make the pasta and then we eat. I was thinking about making homemade managut today, but I think everybody just wants pasta, so I'm just going to make pasta. And then during the week, if I have the energy, I'm going to make my homemade managut shells. They're so easy, guys. I've made them before on my channel. But you guys, if you're new here, fairly new, you haven't seen it unless you go way back. So anyway, yeah, so that's going to be fun too. I definitely want to do that. It's just so easy to make your own homemade managut shells. You don't have to go to the store and buy them. I'm telling you, it's like making a pancake. That's what it is. Actually, that's what it is. All right, so let me get cleaned up a little bit here, organized, and then I'm going to get the meatballs going because we got to get those meatballs fried up so then somebody can taste one. And I know who's going to be the first one. It's going to be my husband because as soon as he smells they're done, he comes walking in here. And one's missing, and then two's missing, and then three's missing. He loves them. That's what we used to do as kids. We used to come in, Mom, can we have a meatball? The meatball's done. And I remember I used to take a coffee cup when the gravy was, you know, like halfway done, or even if it wasn't that done. We would take a coffee cup, and I'd put a meatball in the coffee cup, and then I'd put a little, like, spoonful of gravy, and we'd eat the gravy out of the, you know, out of the meatball and out of the coffee cup. Such a great memory. We did that all our lives at my nanny's, at my aunt's house. We would be in there stealing meatballs and coffee cups. So yeah, a lot of fun. Nice memories, guys. You know, just look back if you ever want to remember. To just sit back and think, and bring joy to your life. If you can think about all the fond memories of your family and old times past and people that are gone, and you know, just always keep them in here, and then they'll never ever leave you. I always say, guys, if you have a loved one that's passed, I always did this to make myself feel better about my mother and now my father and about my aunts and uncles and everybody. They'll never, how do I say it? Keep your mother or your father or your parent or whoever it is in your heart. If you keep them in deep way down in your heart, you'll never be without them, and therefore they'll never be gone because they're always with you in your heart. So if you can remember that and feel that wherever you go, wherever you may be, they're in here, they're with you. Nobody can take that away from you, ever, ever, ever. So remember that. Your loved one is in your heart, and always you carry them around with you. That's it. Sorry, I just needed to say that today, I guess. All right, so listen. Oh, that lady, that's it. You know what, guys? Let me tell you something right now. Okay? Yesterday, I don't even want to go through this. I really don't. I had a comment from a lady telling me if everybody saw it, I meant to block her, and I'm going to block her now because she just put another comment up as I'm watching this. It just came up about I go to the food store too much, and how can I buy so much food, and isn't people in the house who have weight loss surgery, and she doesn't understand how I buy so much food, and I don't, and how can I not cook Cooper fresh food? How can I make him frozen food when I say I don't have time, but I have time to go to the stores and buy junk and all this stuff. So this lady comes on once in a while and will say derogatory stuff once in a while, and I don't block her. I just ignore her and just let her be or whatever. I haven't blocked her. But yesterday she really made me upset. Not yesterday, it was the day before. And I said, you know what? I've decided lately not to comment to people. Not to comment back and not to give anybody credence and anybody attention or whatever because it aggravates, because they don't deserve it. But what she said really ticked me off, so I wrote her back something, and I said, I'm going to keep her comment up because I want all my other subscribers to see what mean people are and can be. So I forgot to take her down. I forgot to block her. And now I just saw a comment come up about something else. And I'm going to go and check it out. And then I'm going to come back and tell you guys about it. Then I'm going to block her. I love you guys. All right, people. So I just went and looked. And this is what she writes, okay? Now I'm going to switch off Cooper once in a while with canned chicken because I can't always get the chicken done. I've been making him fresh chicken, fresh beef. He gets leftover steak that's not seasoned, all of that stuff. Okay, once in a blue moon, I'm going to give him canned chicken. Okay, he's allowed to have sodium. One thing dogs are allowed to have is sodium, and whatever sodium they have, I already spoke to the vet, they pee out. So sodium is not a big thing. He's not having it every freaking single day for 6 months, okay? So this is what she just says to me. So much sodium, that canned chicken, not the best choice for your poor dog. Now, for her to say your poor dog, she is insinuating that I'm treating my dog unfairly and unhealthy food. That is not the case. I can't deal with her. And I'm sorry, guys, if I'm getting a little uppity about this. I shouldn't give her any credence. I shouldn't give her any attention. But you know what? I'm done with her. I'm just done with her negative comments. And you know what? I know what I'm giving my dog. I'm doing this for my dog. And if I give my dog a can of freaking chicken one day that has some more sodium in it, my dog's going to be fine. I know how to treat my dog. Thank you very much. Her name starts with an M. I do not even know who she is. She doesn't have a page name. It just says user or something, whatever, and that's fine. I don't mean her any harm. I don't mean anybody. You know, I don't need that in my life. I mean, life is negative. There's going to be negative people in your life. Yeah, there is, and that's fine and all well. And I put myself out here, so I get criticized for certain things, and that's all fine. Okay, if you guys want to whoever wants to dig in and criticize me, but I don't have to listen to it, and I don't have to read it, and I don't have to subject my other beautiful subscribers to that hate and just anger and whatever the hell it is. So you know what, lady? Good riddance, and I'm going to block you now, so I hope you watch this video because I'm just saying there's no need for it. Good riddance, and just enjoy your life and be happy. And you know what? Be kinder, be a kinder person, and make good choices. Okay? Love yous. I love all of you. I'm going to go back to my video, and that's that. Mwah. So let me get the meatball stuff going so I can get some meatballs. Meatballs for this Sunday fun day. Crazy. I'm a little crazy. And I got other stuff going on too that I got to talk about, but that's later. Anyway, I'll be right back. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I had to lower this. I shut it off. I'm going to put it on the back burner here now and let it simmer on low back there because it's getting too crazy now. It's boiling way too much, and I don't want it to, burn or overboil. So I'm going to put it back here. I'm going to leave the top off right now. And just put I always get confused. Put the flame on high. It's on low, but it's on high, but it's on low high here. So I'm going to let it simmer. I need it to simmer, at a low simmer. I need it to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. Just keep an eye on it because I don't want it to burn. Let's give it a little mix. And then as it cooks, it's going to get a little thicker. And I do have some more of the tomato sauce left. See, I didn't use all of it because I couldn't fit it all in here. And this is going to evaporate some, which is perfect. It'll evaporate, and then when I put the meatballs in, I'll add that to it and maybe add some water because this has got to be on the thinner side when I put the meatballs in. I don't want it thick, but I don't want it thin. I want it like in the middle. I want it a little thick and a little thin, if that makes sense. All right, so let's get the meatballs going. I have this chopped meat that I had left over from the other day. I made Billy a hamburger with it. It's completely good. Still, it's fine. So, I'm going to use that up because it's new, you know, it's the oldest. And then I have this here, this big thing here, which my family loves meatballs. They eat meatballs. So I'm going to make a nice amount because we have them left over. I'll probably make enough so this way we can have meatball heroes this week for another meal. Make it once, use it twice. So that's what I'm going to do. One thing that really never really goes to waste in our house is meatballs. As long as I push, you know, as long as I remember they're in there, and we do and stuff. But, you know, meatballs and this kind of stuff goes. So, yeah. So, I'm going to make, this is 4 pounds. I'm going to make about half of this, maybe less than half. Because I have, you know, some in there already. So, let's see. Let's see what this is. And that just looks different because this is, so see this one here? It's still pink inside, see? It's still good. It's just, you know, not as fresh as the other one is, but it's still good. Alright, so this is going to make a lot of meatballs right here. Lots of meatballs. So the other I'm probably going to save for meatloaf. Hopefully hubby and I can make our meatloaf. To make our, do our, you know, competition. Soon. So I have this much left. This is for a whole nother 2 meals probably. Maybe even 3 meals, a couple of burgers or meatloaf or whatever. So nice. So, yeah. So that's good. All right, so now, there's a way that I make my meatballs, guys. If you're new here, you're going to see. If you're old here, you know, or you may not remember, or I haven't made them in a while. So, I'm just going to do it like I always do it. And this is what I do. Okay, this is how I was taught. This is how my mom did it. Some people put milk in their meatballs. Some people put water. Some people put, I don't know, ketchup. Not me. Hubby. I'm going to start out putting some of this basil because I don't have any fresh basil. And this basil is amazing in here, and I love using a lot of it. So that's what I'm doing. I got to buy another one because now I used a lot of it. But that's all right because it's so good. It's so good. Make a mental note, guys. Please, please, please pick it up. You will love it. I know I say my words. I'm crazy. Oh, let me put an apron on now. Which apron should I wear today, guys? I think I'll just pick one. I'll just close my eyes and randomly pick it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to turn you guys around. Let's turn you around. And I'm just going to randomly pick an apron. I'm going to close my eyes. See, my eyes are closed? Let's just pick one. I don't know what they feel like. I don't know what they are. So let's just, woo. Here we go. Which one is this? Oh, my lemon. My lemon, my lemon. Of course, it's the last one underneath everything. Oh, this isn't going to work now. Everything's going to fall. Ow, 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 ow. Let's see if I can get this up here. One just dropped and another just dropped. Oh, my God. I dropped all my freaking... These back. All right. Lemon it is. Oh. I gotta go have hubby tie it because my arm, I can't push my arm back far enough to tie it. So let me go have him tie it, then we'll get going on the meatball. All right, people. Let's get going. All right. So I have to go in the back and get parsley, dried parsley. All right, I'm going to go in the back and get that. Right now, we're going to put some Italian herbs. I would say probably about a good tablespoon and a half, maybe. Okay. Ow, that kind of hurt a little bit. Ow, 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 ow. Let's put some garlic powder. Now, I'm going to fry these. And then they go in the gravy, you know, like a half hour before the gravy's done. Onion powder. We're gonna do some Himalayan salt. Where is it? Where are you? Oh, it's over there. Let's move this a little bit. I'm gonna put some regular salt and some Himalayan salt. This salt is really good for you. I've been using it again. I stopped using it for a while, but now I use it again. Okay, so salt, and now we get pepper. I have to go in the back and get parsley, and I'm going to put fresh parsley in it too, because I have it. Because I have it, because I have it. Do, 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 do. All right, so I just put some dried parsley in. I'm going to cut up some fresh parsley. I have this herb cutter that my husband got me, and it's okay. I mean, I really don't, I'm not crazy about it, so I'm just going to cut it up. It kind of is a pain in the ass, so I'm just going to chop some up. Really? Come on with this Gotsy mess here. Ow. So fresh parsley has its issues because, you know, fresh herbs, because sometimes you have to do things with them, whereas the dried you don't have to. Like right here, the stems, you know. I don't mind little stems in here, little pieces, but I don't want big humongous stems. I don't want to be eating stems, you know what I mean? So, but if you have fresh parsley or fresh basil or fresh herbs, it's so worth it. It's so worth the effort if you have it. If you don't have it, like I said, it's fine. So, and you know, like I said, it's a little time consuming, but to me it's worth it. I don't mind once in a while to do this. You know, so it is what it is, but you'll like the flavor of it. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. So, yeah, I'm just wondering if I want to talk about my stresses that I feel right now, or I don't. It's just stresses that I have all the time that are just magnified today because of some situations. And it's a hard thing because the thing about it is that I can't get away from it. Like, I can't really solve it, and that's what's frustrating. I can solve it, but there are big consequences if I solve it the way I want to solve it. And there's really can't solve it in that way because it won't be beneficial for everybody, including myself, or the person who is involved in it, who's mainly affected by it. And so it's very frustrating when you can't control a situation that you, number one, controlled all for a very, very, I'm just going to, 35 years. It's about Jen, okay? For 34 years, and then all of a sudden you can't do, you have no control of it anymore, to a point. I do have control. We do have control, but like I said, there is consequences to me initiating what I really want to do. And I can't do that because, like I said, it doesn't affect just me. It affects her. And I know that it will affect her. I'm not saying it would be in a negative way, but it wouldn't be the best thing for her, And so I have to really think about what I do before I do anything. And I can't make rash and I say I only because I'm the one that really is emotional about it and very, very, it affects me. Like, it affects my other family members, but it really affects me, I guess, because I'm her mother, and I don't know what it is. But anyway, I have a lot of issues right now with it, and it's just really, like I said, it's things that I can't control, but like I need to control, and like I don't know. I mean, I try to deal with it as much as possible, and it's nothing major, like catastrophic or anything like that. Jennifer's fine, Jennifer's healthy, Jennifer's good. It's not that. But it's things that me as a parent, and you know, when you're a parent, you're always a parent. I don't care if your kid's 85 years old. You're a parent. I thought that when my kids got older, I literally thought it was going to be easier. Some days I would be like, oh my God, I can't wait until they're older, because all the emotional stuff and just turmoil and just, it was rough, especially having a child with a disability and having all that on top of just normal stuff that you have with kids that have no issues, you know? So, I lost my train of thought. Give me a second. So, the thing is that the bottom line is that I can't control certain situations and certain things that happen, and I can't control them. But I also have to be able to live with them. I have to be able to live with whatever is happening. And like I said, it's not catastrophic, because if it was catastrophic, Jennifer would be standing right here with me right now. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line, which we know. Who wouldn't? What parent wouldn't? You know what I mean? So, it just affects me, and I'm just really in the situation that we're in right now. Again, for like the 18th time. For the 18th time since Jennifer moved into the group home, it's because of the situation in this world right now, and rules and regulations that the state provides and has to provide, which is, God forgive me, and God and let me say something before I say one other thing. I am very grateful for what Jennifer is in, for the group home Jennifer's in. She's in a great group home. It's perfect for her. There are some issues, but it's nothing major. Jennifer's happy. She loves it there, and that's all that matters. But there's also things that are absolutely unequivocal, whatever that, if that's a word, and absolutely ridiculous. And there are things that make no sense there, and it's just, and I need somebody to make sense of it for me. I need somebody to make sense of something for me. And I don't know if I'm going to really go into specific. It's just about like the COVID and just stuff like that and all that, and like policies, and you know, one day it's one thing and the next week it's another, and it's just, you know, it's confusing, and it's and state's protocol, and then the head nurse and this and that, and you know, and the staff is just doing their job. The staff is wonderful. They're just doing their job. They have to do their job because they get audited. They get, you know, they need to answer to people. Everybody has to answer to somebody. So I understand that, and I know in no way take it out on the staff, because it's not the staff's policy. It's not. But somebody has to get it right. Like, somebody has to step up and take the reins and say, this is this is the real deal. Because you can't make people crazy with 1 week it being in one protocol, and then 2 weeks later it's another protocol. Oh, the state changed it. Give me a break. Come on. I can't. I just can't. And it affects Jennifer, so then it affects me, and then it affects my family. It affects my sanity. It affects everything. Okay? And like, life is not perfect. I know that. Like, I'm not an idiot. I've been in this world for 58 years, and I've lived a life of it. Let me tell you, I've lived a life of it. But it has to make sense. And what's going on right now is not making sense. And that's the frustrating part of it. It's very frustrating because, again, I can't control it. Could I take control? Could I take the reins? Could I say, okay, I'm going to bring Jennifer home? Sure I could. Sure I could. But do I want to do that? Not that I don't want to do that. The first instinct of mine is to get in my car and go get my daughter and bring her home. But the other aspect is I have to be realistic and also be rational about the fact that she is in the place where she needs to be, and it's not catastrophic. Like I said, if it was catastrophic, she would be here. But it's not catastrophic, but is it enough? Like, there are points when it gets to be too much that I'm like, at one point when something like this happened, I did bring her home. So when does it get to that point? If I bring her home, it affects everybody. It doesn't only affect her. It affects my other children that are in the house. It affects myself, my husband, the whole. It just affects everything. Just whatever somebody else does affects what affects you a lot of the times. But in the other aspect, Jennifer she's not suffering or anything like that, but she's being, inconvenienced, and not inconvenienced, but making some unhappiness for her that I feel is unnecessary when there are other things going on, and it just doesn't make freaking sense. So anyway, it's Sunday. I can't speak to the right people because it's Sunday, okay, because people don't work on Sundays, whatever. So I gotta wait till tomorrow. Things are going on that I'm just very upset about and very stressed out about. And I'm trying not to portray that on Jennifer because she's unhappy as it is right now. So I don't want to make her more unhappy. So it's just a big thing. And I'm just, this morning I was really frustrated. It really almost ruined my whole day. And then I came out of it and I just said, I can't do this. I got to move on. I got to push forward, and tomorrow straighten it out. And Jennifer is going to be okay. She's going to be okay, My mother and her sisters, my aunts, would always talk about their father, my poppy, my grandfather. He would always yell at them and complain to them that he should have raised pigs because the raising kids are so stressful and everything. And so that was always a standing joke. Like I always say, I should have raised freaking pigs. And sometimes I really feel like I should have raised pigs because it would have been less emotional. It would have been less stressful. I don't know, guys. Although I worry about my animals as much as I do my kids, so I don't know, Poppy. I think you had some going on there, Pop. I know you did. You were smart. But anyway, it's rough, guys. It's rough being a parent. Oh my God, you guys know. I don't even have to tell you. Everybody knows, from the good and the bad and the ugly, and it's just, and as they get older, it doesn't get easier. It gets harder. And I'm really sorry, to burst anybody's bubble, but it really does get harder. I thought it would get easier. No. It's just bigger problems and bigger worries, and you worry about more stuff. You worry about them out there in the world, and, fending for themselves, and just, it's not fun. If I would have known all this stuff when I was younger, I don't even know if I would have kids today. I'm not kidding. I'm really saying that. I'm really being honest. I'm really being totally honest. I don't know if I knew what I know today and what I would go through if I would want to have kids today. I don't know. So yeah, and don't get me wrong, there is a lot of joy in it sometimes.
Joy in
But
what?
joy in parenthood sometimes. But, it's rough, guys. It's rough. I don't know. So anyway, that's what I'm dealing with today. Just trying to go on with my day and not go ballistic and do something that I will regret or whatever. So that's the whole thing. So yeah, like I said, as long as my daughter is safe and okay, that's all that matters. She's not going to be 100% happy all the time. She just is not. She's not going to be happy 100% of the time because that's not reality. That's not life, And unfortunately, she has to learn to deal with certain things like missing program because of doctor's appointments and, disappointing things that I always try to, on video, that I always try to, avoid for her. But you can't avoid every single disappointment in life. Unfortunately, you can't. I'm not always going to be here. She's not always going to be happy 100% of the time. Who is? But you wanna do that for your kid, especially when your kid's vulnerable to the world out there, when they have issues, and even just regular, normal. You don't want your kids who don't have issues, to have issues. Never mind a child, and an adult child who has issues that you have to, So I know there are people out there that can relate to what I'm saying. Some people, I know you as a parent, regardless if you have a child that has challenges. If you have a challenged child, but if you don't have a challenged child, you also know. So just picture it, if your child was challenged, how bad it would be for you to have to handle and deal with a child that doesn't have any emotional, physical, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, so that's what I'm always talking about empathy and about compassion and about all of that, because you don't know until you're in that position. You can relate as a parent, as a mother, to what I'm saying, but when you have a certain situation, like a child that has a disability, a child that can't 100% defend and support themselves and all of that, you know the deal. You know the deal. So, so just be kind. Just be kind and have compassion for other people, because, again, you don't know what other people are going through. You just don't know, guys. You just don't know what it is. What you're gonna do. What you're gonna do when they come for you. Yes, everybody. Yesterday I was singing the cop song, which I knew everybody would know. People are messaging me back and saying, yes, Linda, it was a cop song. I don't even know why I asked that. Like I was singing it and knew everybody was gonna know what it is. Maybe I'll start doing that. I'll start doing singing trivia. What song is this from? I'm gonna start doing that. What should I pick? Let's see. Let me see. All right, let's see. What can I do? If I do this one from a movie, I think you guys will know it immediately. I'm not going to do that one. Let's do something that... Oh, you guys can Google it. Don't Google it, though. No Googling. That wouldn't be fair. Yeah, that's not going to be fun, because people are going to Google it. Oh, okay. So if you promise not to Google it, okay? Sure. That's the whole thing.
These are all the towels in my hamper.
You did?
What?
You did all towels?
Oh, so these are the towels in my
okay.
hamper. I'm getting my hamper back soon, though.
Okay. So, I know people can Google it, but let's play fair, not Google it. Promise? Pinky promise.
I'm not promising.
Pinky swear. I want to do a good one, because you're going to know, though. Especially if you're a person of my age. If I do things from my age.
I'm not making any promises. I'm going to cheat.
All right, so I got a nice, I would say 2 tablespoons, I don't know how much, a nice amount of parsley in there. Every time I put parsley in it, and when I roll them up, I'm like, shit, I think I need more parsley, but it's all right. So let's get the frying pan. I'm going to think of a song as I'm doing this. Let's get the frying pan. I'm going to start mixing the mixture up. I'll show you the rest how I mix it.
On the bottom of the ashtray. It hasn't been there in 3 days.
But I'm going to use my new pan. I might use another frying pan, too, to get it done quicker, guys. I don't know. All right, so I got fresh parsley in here. I got all my seasonings. Did I put? Yeah, I put garlic powder, onion powder, parsley. I put salt and pepper, and I put Italian seasoning. Oh, I didn't put grated cheese. I'm thinking whether I want to put some mozzarella in my meatballs.
Mozzarella?
Mozzarella. My son is such a pain in the butt. If I say mozzarella, he says mozzarella. Like, he knows we're Italian, like, he has to...
Well, this one I can have it. There's only one grape.
I already had a grape. You can have it.
So we have three.
Can you get me a grated cheese? It's right in the pantry back there. all the way in the back. It's right there. It's big.
Catch.
He always has to bust my chops. You know what I mean? So, I don't think I'm going to put... I'm just going to put grated cheese. You know what I have, guys? Let me get it. I know what I'm going to put in this. 1 second. All right, so what I have in the refrigerator, guys, is I have this Parmesan. So I'm going to put a little of this in. Not a whole lot, because I like to put this on our pasta, like on our pasta. It's very strong, but it's really, really good. But it's the fresh, so I'm not going to put a whole bunch in there, but I'm definitely putting a little bit in there because I want to give it that flavor. Ow. Ow. So, I don't know, guys. Life is just so hard. So hard, you know? But it's also so good. So there's so much joy and happiness and just good and, you know, but there is so much bad. But, you know, that's why you have to live. You have to just try to look at the good. It's not easy, though. It's not easy. I don't even feel like using my hands today. I really don't, but I have to. Because when I make my meatballs, I need to use my hands because I need to feel it. All right, so my biggest thing and my mother's biggest thing growing up, and just my mother and my nanny and my whoever family members made this. Mainly my mom. I watched my mom do it, of course, and my dad and all that. We used, my mother mainly, used water. And we used a lot of water because a meatloaf, a meatball, a stuffed pepper, you know, whatever, a stuffed cabbage, whatever meat mixture we make, we like it to be moist. And when you touch it with your finger, you want your finger to be wet. Whether you use milk, ketchup, I don't freaking know, whatever, sauce, whatever you want to use, it has to be wet. So we use, sometimes we'll even put a little salt, like I'll put a little gravy in it too, in my meatball mixture. But the majority of what I use is water. So when it looks like there's enough water, add a little bit more water. It's just how it is. So I'm gonna put the hot water on because this is gonna be cold, and my hands are gonna be cold. I'm just gonna give the gravy a mix over here while I'm standing over here, guys. And I'll show you, it's already evaporating a little bit, which is perfect. So as it evaporates, it gets thick. All right, let's put some water in here. And this is starting out with about 2 cups of water. I'm just gonna wash my hands quick because I don't know, I've been, you know, doing stuff, so wash my hands. You know what I'm gonna do though? Before I get my hands all messy. Let's move this over. Let's do this. I'm gonna all right. Oh my God. I swear to God. If it could happen to me, guys, it happens. I hit the thing, right? Look. Let's see if I can show you. I hit the basket thing that holds all my stuff, odds and ends from the counter. And look, I hit it, it fell, and it all fell out of it. It's just typical. It's just typical Linda shenanigans. And now, I'm going to have to wash my hands again because I'm touching dirt. I'm touching, you know, stuff on the floor. So there we go. What I gotta do to make you love me? I know what I gotta do to be heard. What do I do when it's all over? Sorry seems to be the hardest word. It's sad, so sad. What can we talking over? Alright, guys. Always seems to me that sorry seems to be the hardest word. What do I do to make you want me? And what I do, guys? Oh shit! I forgot eggs. I gotta need 2 eggs. Hello, 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 Linda. Oh my God, where are the eggs? I mean, really, how dare that lady say that I'm giving my dog too much sodium? That makes me so darn mad. It does. All right, we're gonna put 2 eggs in, guys, with no shells, preferably. It's a sad, sad situation, and it's getting more and more absurd. All right, so that's 2 eggs. I gotta have Billy come in here and put that chop meat away, or I'll do it in a minute though. All right, so let's put some oil in the pan, so this way that can get going. Now I put I use mostly vegetable oil. I gotta buy more oil because this is it, and you know I gotta have oil. So I'll put mostly vegetable oil, and then I put a little bit of olive oil just for flavor. I that's just my own thing. That's just my own thing. Okay. All right. So let's mix this up now. Let's get it going. All right. Ow. Oh, see, I always mix this with my right hand. It's going to be rough. My hand hurts. All right. So if you don't like using meat, if you don't like doing this, just put a glove on or have your kids do it, or I don't know, put it in your friggin' KitchenAid. I don't know. And I know immediately that it needs more water. It's never going to be enough water. I'll probably use the rest of that water that's in there. And yes, I smell my meat. And one time, a couple of months back, one lady, I had to block this lady because, I got to go back on. I got to go block that lady. I have to get to it. I had to block her because she was ridiculous, telling me, it's disgusting that you smell your meat. Why do you smell your meat? That's disgusting. Watching you make that and mix that meat made me nauseous. I'm like, you know what, lady? Get off my channel. Goodbye. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much hate in the world. Everybody just stop. Be kind. We have one goddamn life. When we get up to heaven, I want God to say, oh, you had such a wonderful life. You weren't perfect. No, you weren't perfect. But I want to feel good. I want to, people can just be ridiculous. All right, definitely needs more. I'm going to put about half of this in. Guys, God, all I have to say is, I don't wish anybody harm. I don't wish anybody harm. Even people that don't like me. I would still help you. If you were on the street and you needed something, I would help you. I would. All right, so let's hope everybody would. So this is nice and moist, but let's see what happens. Now, I'm smelling it because I need to make sure that I smell seasoning. And I smell that basil that I put in there, yummo. I smell some other stuff, but I am definitely gonna add a little bit more. I'm not gonna add any more salt because I put a lot of cheese in it and I did put salt in it. So what I do, guys, and I do this 95% of the time, unless I forget, which times I do, I'm gonna put the oil on and I'm gonna put a little piece of the meat into there and I'm gonna taste it and see if it needs anything. If it needs more salt, if it needs more whatever, I will put in it. Okay, so this is just about to the point where I want it. I'm gonna put a little bit more, okay? Like I said, if you think it needs more, if you don't think it needs more, add a little bit more water because it definitely needs more. Now it's getting to the point where I think it's good. And you know by the feel, and that's why I'm sorry. If you want the recipe to this, I could kind of write it down for you, you know, to a certain point if you want. But if not, like if you can just go by your feel or that's how I cook, guys. I'm sorry. Like I hate that, you know. That's what my channel's about. You know, it's not going by a total recipe. Sometimes it is when certain recipes, of course, there's certain recipes you have to do by recipe, you know. But this kind of food, my homemade food, my arm is killing me right now. My homemade food is made by what comes out of my head and all that. So, but like I said, if you really, really want, I've done it before. If you really want the recipe, I will write a certain recipe down for you, or you know, send you to a recipe that you can do or whatever. But I could definitely make a recipe out of this. You know, I could definitely make a recipe out of it. I just have to figure it out and all that. But I was actually thinking about, guys, tell me what you guys think about this. I'm gonna maybe publish my own cookbook. Would you guys be interested in that? Let me know down in the comments below. I might just do that. I might just do it eventually. Okay, that's it. Oh, you know, this is what I'm talking about. You see how I'm such a knucklehead? I have to put breadcrumbs in here. That's what I'm missing. Breadcrumbs. I almost forgot the eggs. I almost forgot the breadcrumbs. It definitely needs some breadcrumbs. And you see, I don't put a lot of breadcrumbs in my meatballs because I don't like my meatballs to be all breadcrumbs. I like my meatballs to be meat. But the breadcrumbs hold it together too, and it dries it up a little bit, which I thought maybe that last part of water that I put in there was maybe a little bit too much. So the breadcrumbs will dry it up a little bit. And that's it. Now my meat is ready, unless it needs to be flavored more. So I don't want to mix it anymore because I don't want it to get tough. Because if you do mix meat too much, it will get tough. So I'm gonna put the flame on like medium high, well medium low, no, it's medium high because I want them brown, but we don't like our meatballs dark black or anything. It happens, they burn a little bit sometimes they get dark. It is what it is, you know. It's not a perfect science, and I'm not perfect, but we like them a certain way. So you make things the way you like them, you know what I mean? That's what you do. So I'm gonna start making some meatballs and put them in here, so this way I can start putting them in the pans, and then in the pan. But I want them to get, as soon as the oil gets hot, I'm gonna put a little piece in there so I can taste it. But this is about the size of meatball that we like. Not too small, not too big. We don't like them huge, and we don't like them tiny. My arm's killing me. My arm is killing me. I gotta stop and take some Motrin because it's really starting to hurt. You know, the thing is that I'm a righty, so it's like it's the hand that I do everything with. I just, you know, can't do nothing about it. So this is the perfect moistness that I want, guys. Perfection. It's just sticky enough where it sticks to your hands a little bit. You see that? That's how you know it's where you want it. And if you got to put the oil on a little bit of a high heat. This way, right when they get right in there, then they get a little crisp on them, because I want them a little crispy. but I don't want them over crispy. Do you know what I mean? Oh, God, this hurts. I gotta take some motion. All right, that oil should be hot, so I'm gonna, and just roll them like this. They don't have to be in perfect bowls. That's not how I do it. So let's just put a little piece in like this, just a little piece. All right, the oil's not extremely hot. It's hot, but it's not to the point where it's starting to fry up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like them. Like I said, I don't like them huge. Ow! Oh my God! I'm gonna have to pause a minute and get it and take aspirin because my arm is really, really killing me. But yet, my husband will say, "You want me to roll the meatballs?" And I'll be like, "Nope." That's the problem, guys. I can't. I have to control everything. That's the God's honest truth. All right, it's starting to sizzle now, so I'm just gonna make a few more meatballs until it's ready to taste, and then I'll wash my hands. Although, I don't want to make too many because I also want to taste it and make sure that it's good. I don't want to have to throw all the meatballs back in there. So I'm just gonna make that much for now. And this is what I do before I wash my hands. I know it looks weird, but because I got so much of the stuff on my hands, I take a paper towel and I wipe it all off with a paper towel first. It just makes your hands easier to wash. I know it sounds weird, but it does. Because you got all that schmut off. Because when you wash your hands, it all just slimes together, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, people, so I just took it out. Let's see if it needs anything. Needs salt. 100%. Not that much, but pepper. So good. Let's just put a little bit of everything in. I'm gonna put a little bit more. That's what I usually do. If I feel like it needs something, I go in and I put a little bit of something else in. Everything. The basil's good. Let's put a little bit more of this. A little bit more onion. And then a little bit more garlic. All right. So this stuff right here, these meatballs, I'll just put a little more flavor on them themselves. Put a little bit of salt. And we'll put a little bit more of the... All right, so let's put these, we're gonna put these in right now. Oh, God. All right, I'm gonna lower this just, oh no, it's on pretty much low. So, let's see. There we go. This pan is very, very non-stick. Very non-stick. Things slide. So. And I'm probably going to lower the flame a little bit or really watch them because, like I said, I don't want them to be burnt or get that really, really hard. You know. And I got to get a pan. I'm going to have my husband to get me. Val. Let me get my husband. Val. All right, so I've been taking them out, guys. I'm going to bring you over now and show you. Some of them are done. Okay. So I'll show you the brownness that we like and that we're trying to accomplish here. That's it right there, see? And what happens is, with the oil, is eventually the oil gets a little bit, how can I say, watery, can I say? And I guess, you know, the juices, the grease and all that, makes the oil not be as, I guess, hot or whatever. So the meatballs tend to get a little bit, you know, that's why it's important to get them brown. But, you know, they don't have to be, you know, as long as it has a brownness to them. And you let them cook in here. And as long as they're done, if they have this brownness to it, that's fine. Like that brownness right there, to me, is completely fine. I'm just making a few more up. I have a small handful here. Almost done making them, you know, rolling them. I tell you guys, all I smell is that freaking basil. Oh my God, the basil is just like, it's so potent. It is amazing. Amazing. Let me just get a couple more. Talk amongst yourselves. Rolled here. Almost done. As soon as I finish these, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to wash my hands and come over there and start taking them out, and then I'll put the rest in. That's it. I'm going to wash my hands. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm surprised hubby hasn't been in to taste one yet. He knew they were on their way to be done. Let me wash my hands. I was just gonna say, look, guys, look, he just snuck in. You don't miss it. You don't miss a trick. I knew he'd be in any second. His arm would be.
I don't believe it. I'm too far away from you.
I'm just gonna put this on 1 minute so I can see which ones are done here. And start being turned over a little bit. And the gravy is cooking at a little nice a nice little simmer, as you can see. Low simmer. I don't want it on a, crazy simmer, because I don't want it to burn. Yeah, these can start being turned over. I got about 4, 8, probably about 12 more meatballs. How are they? Hello? Oh, he's got his headphones in. Let's taste one. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This is what we used to do growing up. The best. That's the best. Ow, ow, ow. All right, let's taste it. Mmm. Oh my God. Mmm. Look at that. See that moistness, guys? Mmm. They're so good. Mm-hmm. Happy, happy dance. Happy, happy dance. Happy, happy dance. Mmm. Now that's the meatball. So good. Mm. So yummy. Let's turn the other ones over. I like this pan. It cooks nice. Really, really, I'm very happy with this pan. Very happy. Let this one cook a little bit more. Using one hand, I have to wash this hand. Another couple of minutes and we'll be able to take more out of here. We're coming out of water now. I'm coming out of Gatorade. Not sure what we're having tonight with this. We're probably gonna have either penne or pasta or spaghetti. I might make some penne and some angel hair. Because frankly, some of us like angel hair, some of us like penne. And I don't mind. My husband's always like, I'll just make one thing. Listen, let me be the mother here. Let me be it. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Oh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta put a little bit more of this sauce in here. Now, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. See how it evaporated? Now I can put the rest of that in there. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put water in this, shake it up, and get all this stuff out of here. Not too much, because I don't want the gravy to become watery. Although I do have paste, but I never use paste. A lot of people automatically use paste, tomato paste in their gravies. Not me. I use it if I have to. Give it a good mix. Guys, look at the sauces. Look. Now you see, like in the middle, I'll show you how it's thick. It doesn't look that thick, but in the middle, see that? Look at that thickness, see? That's where it's at, guys. That's where it's at. Look at the freaking sausage. Look at that. Woo, I lost it. See that? Alright, let's take the rest of some of these out now. Some of them are clearly done. 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 Let these cook a little bit more. Oh, I still have more. Hello? Hello? I don't know why, but I thought I was done. Okay, this one's done. This one's done. And this is how I like my meatballs. This is the size I really like them. Don't like them much bigger than that. Ow, ow, ow. You guys freak. Sometimes I really I'm oblivious. Like I know I have you guys on and I forget. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Alright, we're gonna leave these alone for another minute or two. Oh, this one has to come out. This one is nice and brown. And like I said, I will have leftovers, I'm sure, to make, to give Julie and Darren some to take home. And also to make another meal with it this week. I'll make some meatball heroes. Something. The smaller ones obviously cook faster. Because again, I'm going to be putting them in the gravy, so I don't want them to overcook in here and then put them in the gravy and they become, you know, tough things. I want them to be nice and moist and tender and delicious also. Look at that. That little brown thing forms. You didn't mind. Oh. All right, guys. Let me wash my hands. All right, these are almost done. All right, so I'm gonna put the meatballs in now, guys. Okay, the gravy is at the consistency that I want it to put the meatballs in. I add a little bit of water to it, make sure that it's on the thinner side because you gotta have the meatballs, you know, in there. Getting all that deliciousness in there. So. So I'm just gonna put all the meatballs in here. And then I might add a little bit more water. I'll see if it gets a little thick. I mean, I'm only gonna leave it on for like another half hour. Alexa, set the timer for 30 minutes. Alexa, set the timer for 30 minutes.
Good afternoon, Linda. 30 minutes, starting now.
Get with it, Alexa.
Do you want to listen to the station My Likes and More on Amazon Music?
No, thank you, Alexa. So. I don't want these to become, you know, I don't want these to break up. So I'm just gonna leave that like that for a half hour, and then I'll shut it. I'll put it on like 10 minutes before we eat, when I'm boiling the water for the pasta. And like I said, I'm probably gonna make angel hair, and I'll probably make some ziti or something too. Hubby filled this up for me. He's so sweet. He really is. I got nice Gatorade now. And then after I'm finished with my Gatorade that I have, I'm just gonna start drinking the lemon water again for now, because I don't know how, the Gatorade is Gatorade Zero, so it's, you know, it's okay. But I don't know how it affects my sugars. I'm gonna actually test my sugars in a little while and see if how my sugars are since I've been drinking it. I wanna see if it raised them a little bit. Even though it's Gatorade Zero. All right, so it's 3:30. I'm gonna go sit and relax for a few minutes for a little while. And then I'll come on when it's time to eat, to boil the water and all of that. Guys, I might come on before that. I don't know, chat or whatever. But I'm gonna go sit and relax a little bit because my arm is really hurting and I really should take Motrin.
Why don't you put the sling on for a little
I'm
while?
not putting no sling on. All right, guys, I'll be back in a second. All right, people, so here is my plate. Yum. Oh, there's my little regard.
Yum, oh.
Yum. Oh, yum.
The
Oh.
Julie's here.
Here's my pretty picture that I'm painting.
Oh, don't show it.
I mean,
Don't show it.
coloring.
Okay.
You do, guys. All right, I'm gonna eat, guys, and then I'll be back with my empathy quote very shortly. All right, people, here it is. Here is my platter with my pasta and my meatballs and my sausage. And here's the pot of gravy, guys. And we're gonna eat. Does that look delicious? We got ragout. We always have a little ragout on the side. We put it in our pasta. Ooh, it's so delicious. And I'm probably gonna make something with that, the rest of that this week, with the gravy and the meatballs and all that. So yeah, so that's my food, guys. I'm gonna get my plate and I'll be back.